بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, friends and elders. Okay, so alhamdulillah, we've gathered here on a Saturday night, alhamdulillah, for the second time in Kubir's house, but alhamdulillah, the first halaqah of 2025, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, first halaqah of the 47th president, under the 47th president, right? And in the year 2025, alhamdulillah. So this is, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, we're still alive. We're not deported yet, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Here, alhamdulillah. Anyone stays, it'll only be Sahal. Only Sahal will stay. All of us born in Bangladesh will have to go back. Including me. All of these kids, they will stay. Let's go back to Japan, inshallah. Okay, inshallah, New York.
I need to go somewhere here.
So alhamdulillah, it's a blessing of Allah Ta'ala. That alhamdulillah we live in this country. It's a blessing of Allah Ta'ala, right? The reason why I say it's a blessing is because we have access to many opportunities. Right? We have access to many opportunities in America that many people in Bangladesh, in other parts, even in UK, in other parts of the world, they don't have the same access. So for example, ask us, today's Sahal is Sahal.
Today's house.
Okay, so basically, alhamdulillah, we have access to many different things which we did not have before. Right? Alhamdulillah. Us in Bangladesh, for example, we did not have these types of access. We didn't have these types of blessings of Allah Ta'ala. But now, alhamdulillah, we have access to wealth, alhamdulillah, with access to healthcare, for example, right? There was one brother from India a couple weeks ago, maybe like 1-2 months ago. He came from India 1 year. And in India, he was okay, his life was okay. He came here, he had to get some surgery done. And only the doctors here, they were able to recognize it. And they took him to the hospital in Reston, and they did the surgery using the technology that's available here. Now, if this was in India, that problem would not be diagnosed. They would not even know that this happened. So, the point being is that, alhamdulillah, we're blessed in many different ways living in this country, alhamdulillah. Right? I would go as far as to say that us living in this country, in this time, in my opinion, maybe, I could be wrong, but maybe no time in history was it such that in one generation, there's such a big difference. In one generation, there's such a big difference. Right? Many of us, I grew up in Bangladesh. I was born in Bangladesh. Right? Many of us, we were born in Bangladesh. Right? And the difference, when we grew up, I don't know about maybe Salahuddin, but maybe some of you were very wealthy, mashallah. Maybe you grew up, in Dhaka, maybe the nice parts of Dhaka, Basundara city, maybe something, in those areas, mashallah. But we grew up in the villages, right? Mashallah. Some of you like this is different, right? We grew up in the villages, though, right? So, meaning our lives were simple, right? Very simple lives. Now you come here, and mashallah. I say this out of gratitude to Allah Ta'ala. Many of you, mashallah, have $1 million houses, mashallah. Mashallah, it's a blessing of Allah Ta'ala. It's a blessing of Allah Ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala has given us these things. Right? That in one generation, in one lifetime, there's such a big difference in wealth. There's such a big difference in our lifestyle, alhamdulillah. Our kids, mashallah, right, like, they probably will not go through what we went through. Right? And we have access to many luxuries